Okay. Okay. That's great. Thank you. Thank you. So, our next speaker. Christopher Bull has spent 20 years working at Brown as a professor of engineering on appropriate technology solutions. So these are solutions that are low cost, affordable, repairable within the developing world. He's worked with students in a number of countries, and he has a number of lessons that he would like to share. Please welcome to the stage Chris Bull.
25 years ago, my friend Barrett Hazeltine came and asked me to help teach a course called Appropriate Technology. The course was funded by an organization called the Sloan Foundation, and they were interested in improving the technical literacy of liberal arts students. Appropriate Technology has its roots in a set of essays by E.F. Schumacher. And Schumacher was interested in development and saw that there was a large need for jobs and was convinced that to create the number of high-tech jobs needed would require far more money than was available. So he proposed something called Appropriate Technology, which should be able to create workplaces at a much lower cost. Additional benefits include local sourcing of material, relatively small impact on the environment, and an ability to sell goods into the local markets. Schumacher also was interested in what he called right livelihood. And this was the idea that the job should have a larger meaning, that it should build community, it should give the worker an opportunity to express their creativity and intelligence as a part of the job. So Schumacher wrote about development theory. We're in the business of education, so our challenge was, how do you translate this into ways that work with education? So Barrett and I thought it was important that students actually build something during this process to get some hands-on experience. So we asked them to respond to needs for energy or sanitation or food or water. Early on, the results were mixed, shall we say. So we sat through lots of presentations of solar cookers. Oh, you know, I got so interested in my story that I haven't been pushing my clicker. So Barrett Hazeltine, E.F. Schumacher, the idea that everywhere we work, there's some craft and some intelligence that people are integrating into their work. Right, solar cookers, a technology that certainly has been, advocated by people, doesn't find a lot of use. We have, this is a solar still that's used to distill fresh water from salt. As we went through these projects, we had a sense of unease about the disconnect between what the real needs were and what we were getting from students in terms of projects. And so how do we work on that? One of the things that we felt was it's difficult to understand the context that you're working for, say, and so we tried to find ways to do a better job. Well, sorry, we're having technical problems here. My ear's not the right size, I guess. No, we got it. Switch to, if I had another thing in my hand, I'd be in even worse trouble. Yeah, let's get back to the story. So we had an unease about the disconnect, the need for having some idea of what the context is. We also had some unease about sort of the use of students' time and materials and feeling like we weren't taking good advantage of what they were doing and we weren't taking good advantage of the materials. So we'd get to the end of the semester and we'd look at what had been produced and we'd have lots of products and systems, and sort of best case, they got recycled for use the next year, and worst case, they got thrown in the dumpster. And it seemed like a bad way to do things. So the course evolved. And one of the things we've done is develop partnerships. So Cartoneros in Buenos Aires, we're looking for ways to improve their ability to add value to the recyclables that they collect. And so we work with them to develop better hot presses. So we take some specific skill we have, like in energy, and how do we make these devices more efficient. We work with a small village in India who would like to construct tanks to catch rainwater so that they have enough water during the dry season. And we work with them specifically on material development. So part of the problem is that it's expensive to do concrete as we've shown, so we have some innovative ways to put material together. We work with a partner in Tanzania on wind turbines, and what we've done is we build similar systems here and go back and forth with ideas so that we can ratchet up the performance as we sort of move through different design cycles. So his workshop, our workshop, we've learned some things during the process. One is that it takes a long time to do any of this. So a semester doesn't work. It takes years. That students can do wonderful and amazing things. They need help in terms of a little persistence, encouragement, that sort of thing. We've also come to believe that, sorry, I'm getting obsessed. We've also come to believe that meaningful work builds community, that students should be involved in work that has a purpose and value beyond the end of the semester, and that work in a community informs, validates, and inspires what happens in the classroom. Thank you.
So during my day job, I work with appropriate technology and low-cost innovations with villages. And one of the questions that I always get is, how do you make it sustainable? How do you make it scalable? How do you make it market-based? Our next speaker has moved from the banking industry into social entrepreneurship and has found ways of making things market-based, sustainable, and scalable. Please welcome to the stage Catherine Lucey.
I am a huge fan of TED Talks. I have seen my share of them. I have watched so many people give amazing stories of incredible inspiration, doing incredible, amazing, extraordinary things.